Welcome to the video, guys. I'm Ashley in Time for a Breather, and in today's video I am testing out some Amazon synthetic wigs. Yes, who doesn't want to be a different person for a few hours these days? I definitely do. So let's see if Amazon wigs can get us there. Let's go. Quick breakdown of how I'm gonna rank these wigs. We have 4 criteria. Number 1, how does it compare to the picture in style, color, length? Number 2, how real does it look? Because yes, it is synthetic, but we still want it to look a little bit real. So in the hairline, in layers, in color. Number 3, the sheddiness of it, because I want to wear this wig at least a few times without it going completely bald and just leaving a wig cap behind. And number 4, is it ready to wear out of the bag? Because let's be real, I do not want to spend a whole bunch of time styling this. I want to pop it out of the bag, put it on my head, and be out the door. Our first number here, guys, this is a 26-inch pink and black synthetic wig with bangs, and this is actually the most expensive wig of this video, coming in at a whopping $14.99. Firstly, does it compare to the picture? I'd say for the most part, it's mostly like a full black wig, and then it just has like kind of like streaks of baby pink in here, and then like a split bang with the baby pink. And the pink actually does look like baby pink, because I've had it before where it comes in and it's supposed to be pastel, but really it's like orange. It's that like dusty millennial pink. Nothing what I want. I want a pastel pink or a hot pink, and this is definitely true to the color, so love that. Also, it's a straight wig with bangs. I mean, yeah, it does look like the picture, so I'm gonna give it a pass on that one. As for how real does it look, it is just a little bit shiny, but not the worst I have seen, not by any means. And it does have like long layers going on here. There is no like actual like front hairline because there is bangs, but they did just go ahead and sew in like a little silicone piece there to make it seem like there's some actual skin up under there. I don't think I would really be able to like fool someone into thinking this is real hair, which, to be completely honest, I don't need it to look like the most of real hair, especially when I'm paying $15 for a synthetic wig. Like, I'm not really gonna hold it up to like $1,000 full human hair wig, you know what I mean? But they did go like a little bit of the extra mile to give us some like layers and everything. There's not a whole bunch of color variation here. And then as for the sheddiness of it, I'm getting just like a few strands out here. It looks like it's pretty sewn on to the cap, so that's also nice. And like I said, this is a straight wig with bangs. Not much styling to do here, but there isn't like any sort of weird bag crimp, because all these did come pretty much shoved as much as it could into like a teeny tiny bag. And sometimes like you'll get like a little bit of a crimp, especially if the bag heated up at some point within transportation. But let me pop this on. All right, guys, what are we feeling with this wig? I definitely love the overall, I'm gonna say like Kuromi vibe. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. Definitely a girl that has like a closet full of demonias, almost someone who wants to kind of like look hard. She wants to have like a lot of tattoos, but she's only been able to like manage to muster up to get like maybe some wrist tattoos. Just wants to look like tough, but honestly in real life is really just a cupcake, you know what I mean? Like, this is what this wig is giving, and honestly I'm kind of here for it. I love the peek throughs of pink within this black. I think it is beautiful. As for like the shininess of it, since it isn't the worst I've seen, I think I could get away with putting just a bunch of dry shampoo in it and at least making the black part of the hair look a little bit more like natural. But also, when it comes to bangs with wigs, if you are not planning on wearing the bangs straight across and you're really planning on like curling them to the side or like a swoopy situation, you kind of need like a little layer of very short bangs up underneath here to kind of like cover up, especially like the little part going there. As far as like the popping out of the bag goes, I did curl the bangs a little bit just so they're not fully in front of my eyes, you know what I mean? But that took like 2 seconds. I do believe I could definitely pop this out of the bag onto my head, like a 2-minute curl and like a 2-minute type of cornstarch situation, and then I will be good to go. So not like the greatest, but also not the worst, and definitely a wig I'm gonna get a ton of use out of. All right, up next we have a green 26-inch with bang again. This was only $10, guys, and look at this long luscious length and this beautiful emerald green color. I have fantasized having this exact color of hair for so long. I do have a platinum blonde hair that I bleach, and I've been doing it for so many years that I fantasize about letting it grow out. If I was ever going to do that, I would cover the blonde bits with this color of green and then let my natural like dark brown roots grow out with it, because I think that would be like the best to kind of like help it fade a little bit so you don't have like a super harsh blonde and then brown. So that's why I really picked pick this up because I want to see if this color is gonna actually like go with my overall skin. Should I ever really want to convert back over to the brunette side, the dark side of things. This is just like a simple banged one color wig. So yeah, it looks exactly like the photo. The green is also really true to color because sometimes, especially with like these darker greens, they show up and they're more of like a weird dark teal type situation. Definitely like a green into blue, but this is like a true emerald like forest green. As far as the realness goes, again, the hairline, it's bangs, but they did again put like a little silicone patch there. Love that. There is a good amount of layers in this as well. And the bangs look a little bit more sparse than these ones. Like they're a little bit more layered in there to seem like a little bit more realistic. There isn't like any type of root shadow. That is what I really like to see, and especially like darker color wigs. Just give me like a hint, like a little hint of root shadow, and it makes it look worlds more real. I could just take a little bit of eyeshadow and like, you know, scribble it in there and give me like a little root shadow type situation. I think I could easily make this look like a real wig. Sheddability, it's shedding a little bit more than this one, but not a ton. Not like clumps or anything are falling off or full wefts, because please believe that has happened before. And as far as out of the bag goes, love it. Again, it's a straight wig, no dents, no nothing, so great for that. Let me go ahead and pop this one on. All right, guys, who is she? Definitely some like forest nymph type vibes. Her best friend is a mermaid. She's like always wearing an Etsy tiara for some reason. Those type of people who maybe like cosplay has maybe just gotten a little bit away from them, but her hair is luscious and gorgeous. This green on me, this has solidified my decision. Please believe, hold me to it. If I ever go brunette, this is the color I am converting my blonde to. I just love it. It is so gorgeous, just like earthy, super like mysterious vibes. So two thoughts on this. One, I did try to curl this, but these bangs are so friggin' long. I would have to trim them. That is a little bit annoying, but I would rather a wig come with more bangs than too little of bangs and be like short micro bangs. Also, this may not be a sheddy wig. However, this is a tangly wig. It is just like tangling up and knotting up at the ends so badly. Again, I would have to add some cornstarch to this, but that takes me like 2 seconds. Who cares? But honestly, for $10, people, super gorgeous long wig that looks like semi-real on its own is a pretty good deal still. Next up, we have another pink and black number, guys. This is a $13.99 wig, and this was 28 inches and does not have any sort of bangs and does have a lace front, which I already cut the lace off, but we'll have a little bit more here to judge. Does it look like the picture? Absolutely. It's basically just a black wig with some pink money pieces. It looks the same. Very pastel pink color. Love that. Also, the curls on this, guys. Let's talk about them. Oh, they're gorgeous. So incredibly pretty and looks exactly like the picture. Next up, does it look real? It does have, again, a little silicone hairline. The lace isn't the greatest. The lace itself is pretty bulky, as well as even like the pink knots you can see on the lace, so that's also annoying. Though on me, since my skin is actually so pink and pale already, they'll really blend in, so that's not too much of a problem for me. And it's not the shiniest wig in the world. Love that too, so I'll give that a pass. As far as sheddiness goes, it is a little bit harder to tell with curly wigs, just because if hair does get loose, it can kind of like knot up in the curls, so it's like harder to pull. It does seem to be shedding a little bit, but not anything too concerning. Do think I could get at least a few wears out of this, so love that. Poppability from the bag, guys. Again, these curls, gorgeous. It does look like there is a bit of like dents here. They probably put curlers in this and heated the wig up, so that tends to happen, but I will have to like straighten those out. But again, it takes me like 2 seconds. Am I really that worried? Poppability out of the bag, especially since it's a curly wig and you can't see like a lot of imperfections as well. I will give that a pass as well. But let me go ahead and pop this one on and see where we stand. All right, how are we feeling about her? I have some thoughts. Firstly, this is definitely giving the vibes of a woman who was maybe like married too young and then got divorced and is like out here wilding out. And she is definitely not low maintenance. Like, she will only be going on dates to places where there's a valet. You know what I mean? Like, she will not be accepting less. And guess what? She does does not feel bad about it. I really have a problem here with the coloring of this wig because I'm sure you can see here, the money piece on this side is fully being covered up by the actual black curls, like overlapping it. Like the way they curled it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, which means I am gonna have to recurl it to like push back this black part and get it like going that way a little bit. So that's annoying. That's definitely a lot of work because curling synthetic wigs, I use the steam method. I basically put the wig on a head, I put the curlers in it, and then I put like a Walmart bag over it and then like shove my steamer up into it and get it like mildly wet and like mildly hot, and then just don't touch it and let it like fully set. But that takes like a very long time. But I will say that happens with like pretty much most curly wigs. The curls eventually do fall out or fade, or you like accidentally like brush them out. So something to be aware of, but also just annoying to have to do like that additional work, especially when it comes out of the bag like this. Like this doesn't look like the picture to me. Like the money pieces were like very, very visible. They almost seem like maybe they were wider in the picture. That's not ideal. The silicone little piece here, I think was sewn incorrectly to where there's like a little bit of a bubble cone type action happening up here. And I'm not sure if it's like a defect or they meant to do that or whatever. Aside from that, this is an incredibly tangly wig. Again, I know curly wigs tangle more, but this is like really tangly, so that's annoying. Definitely gonna have to put a little bit of like oil or fabric softener in it to like help smooth out these strands. So aside from that, I'm feeling myself in this wig. I love this length of hair and more of like looser curl, like beachy wave type waves. I love it. I wish I had hair like this. That's the fun of wigs. I get to mix it up like that. Just completely a totally different person. Like I said, the weird placement of these colored money pieces, not really the best of it. Definitely a wig I could still work with, and definitely a wig I do still like, especially for this price. But again, I'm just gonna have to work with it a little. If you love this video, then please show me some love by clicking that subscribe button. Not only does it make sure you get more of the content that you want to see, it also helps support my dream over here on my little corner of the internet. So thank you so much for your support. Back to the video. Next up, we have the cheapest wig of this video. This was $8.99. This is 26 inches again, and this is our typical split hair dye moment with this lovely lavender and then this black on the other side. Definitely harder to get away with looking real, but that's kind of what you get with split hair dye. It does look exactly like the picture, so I can't fault them. I knew what I was getting, so I'm totally happy with that. As far as the realism goes, again, split hair dye, there's only so much you can do. This is definitely the shiniest wig thus far. Not like the greatest for that, especially on the purple side here. It's like very shiny, so don't love that. The bangs, however, they did go ahead and put baby hairs here to make it look like that layered bang look underneath, so it does look a little bit more real, so love that. And then of course we do have the little silicone piece here, so hairline on point as well. This is shedding a lot. That is not great. Worse than this one even. As far as the styling goes, the curls on this are beautiful as well, and there isn't as much of a dent here as there was on this one. So as far as like popping out of the bag, putting on your head, aside from like the whole shininess factor, pretty good to go so far. But let me go ahead and pop this on. Guys, this girl is definitely a cosplayer through and through. She has so many wigs. All of her expendable income goes on like convention tickets and costumes and just so much into that world. She's probably also a Twitch streamer, but she talks about like anything in her stream but the game she's playing, you know, those type of Twitch streamers. And she does not care that this wig does not look real in any capacity. I mean, look at the one shininess and two just like vibrancy of this. There's absolutely no way anyone on this earth would ever take this as a real wig. And even I would have to like use an entire 5-pound bag of flour in just this purple side alone to even remotely get rid of the shininess. I mean, this is basically so it's almost a mirror. It's that reflective. So not the greatest of quality. It is shedding, like I said, pretty badly, so that's very annoying. However, I still like this wig, mostly because I'm a sucker for for split hair dyes. It is just giving a certain type of person. Even to have a split hair dye wig and a very obviously like wiggy wig, it still is like a very particular person that I would love to be. You know, I am cosplaying as a gamer girl. That is my cosplay in this wig. That is what is happening here. Last up, and the piece de resistance. This is a 26-inch with no bangs, lace front, $12.99 for this beautiful wig. Like, oh, just look at her. I could only dream of having enough volume to have these rich, luxurious curls and this like two-tone moment. I mean, guys, it's a pink curly long hair wig. I mean, could you think of a more perfect wig for me? I think not. Likeness to the picture looks exactly identical, exactly what I wanted, exactly everything I was hoping for. I mean, I could not ask for more. As far as realistic goes, let's be real, this color is even crazy for like wig status, you know what I mean? This magenta, this pink, it is a little bit shiny. I mean, look at the shininess. Though it looks like the magenta pieces aren't anywhere near as shiny, but honestly, like just with the color alone, this ain't passing for real. Even the hairline on it, the lace on here, which I did already trim, is definitely a bulky lace. You can see it, and also you can still see like the knots within the lace, even along the hairline. They're like pretty big knots, so not the greatest as far as realistic goes, but for a wig like this, honestly, I ain't looking for it to be realistic. As far as shininess goes, guys, somehow, some way, I got one. This is almost not shining at all. That is unfriggin' believable. That is such great quality, especially for having like this thick hair of a wig, for it not to be shedding? Are you kidding me? For $13. And then as far as out of the bag and popping on your head, these curls came completely intact. And look at the bounce. Look at the friggin' bounce of the, I think I'm in love with this wig. Let's hope it looks as good on as it does in my hand, but let me go put this on. Guys. I mean, what do you think? I feel like a brand new woman. This is a full-grown woman. Actually, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of almost like if one of my feminine icons from my childhood. This is Queen Frosting's, yes, from Candyland's younger sister. She's like a full-grown woman, but she still has enough energy to show up everywhere she is invited. And you had best believe she has extra long stiletto nails on, and somehow is more dexterous than anyone else. And you know how she pulls it off? Because this hair gives her the confidence to pull it off. Talk about bubblegum princess. I think I am in love with an inanimate object. I think it has happened. And luckily I can attach it to myself, so we'll see what kind of weirdom comes from that. But in the meantime, guys, tell me, you can't tell me. You cannot tell me anything in this wig. I am on a different plane of existence now. I have transcended. I could not think of any better way to end off this video. There are some issues with this wig, mostly concerning the hairline because, again, the lace is so bulky and the knots even on the hairline are so incredibly big, but honestly, I don't care. For $13, how much more could I ask for a pink magenta, super long, super billowy, curly, long, just everything I want in a wig? So, I mean, how can I ask for more? Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, guys. If you want to see another one of my videos, then just click over here and I'll catch you next time. Bye.